changing, dynamic situation and a fire that threatens one of our largest municipalities in Lab City. I first wanted to start by thanking the Mayor of Labrador City, Mayor Wabush, and the MHA, Jordan Brown, for their cooperation over the last 12 hours or so. Things have actually changed that quickly, and having everybody communicating together and aligned together has really made a big difference. The fire that is northwest of Labrador City was basically deemed fully under control, if not fully out, on Monday of Tuesday of this week. Essentially, yesterday morning, it started to smolder a bit and gain some momentum. And around midday, the weather conditions changed with what is the perfect fire condition, if you will, for spread. So the combination of wind and humidex and temperature allowed for this fire to move from what was a 600 hectare fairly controlled fire to an over 10,000 hectare fire, moving 21 kilometers in just 4 hours. So an extremely aggressive inferno just outside of Labrador City, and led to a very quickly and rapidly changing situation for the residents of Labrador City. Again, over 10,000 hectares in one day. For people familiar with the area, it is one edge of it went into Carroll Lake around a mining pit, and we hope it stops there. Currently, the fire is approximately 6 kilometers northwest of Lab City. There are areas of it that are 2 kilometers northwest of the Walsh Cabin area, for anybody who's familiar with that area, and 1 kilometer from the landfill area of Labrador City. With respect to today's predictions and modeling, the winds are down. They're not supposed to gust above 10 kilometers an hour, but it's still northwesterly, which does still continue to threaten that cabin area. We hope that the winds change later this evening, and we're praying for rain, of course, but it's Newfoundland and Labrador in particular, where weather can change very quickly. So we're constantly monitoring the weather patterns, situation, and changing the modeling as we see fit. The plan for today is to continue to mitigate the eastern front of the fire with 3 bombers from the island portion attacking from Newfoundland, attacking the eastern edge. There will hopefully be water bombers joining from Quebec that will be splitting the fire in half, if you will. One group attacking it from the Quebec Vermont side and another attacking from the other side. We are holding one water bomber right now, currently in Happy Valley Goose Bay, as there is a fire threat in Natwashish. As soon as we get a handle on that risk assessment, hopefully it's low, we'll release that water bomber to attack with the other 3 from Newfoundland and Labrador. We have also requested assistance from the Government of Canada with respect to evacuation and other measures and other resources that may be needed. We put in a request to the Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Center for further support. New Brunswick has provided support. We're hopeful and confident that other provinces will come to our aid. But again, it's a good partnership already forming with Quebec, and my understanding is from the Quebec officials, it's become a priority for them as well. So that's the fire dynamics. That's the fire behavior. Obviously, things change, and we'll be monitoring it very closely. With respect to the evacuation itself, the evacuation order was given around 5:36 p.m. last night, as soon as this situation became to the point where it was untenable to keep people in Labrador City. There's 9,600 people, obviously, to evacuate, and I have to thank the patience of everybody who was following the orders, despite the anxiety, despite the stress. The people of Labrador City responded in a patient and an orderly fashion, and we're very grateful for everybody who had to pack up their belongings, pack up their family, pack up their pets, and move suddenly. So thank you for being patient and for following the public advisories and the orders of the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador. There are currently only approximately 120 people remaining in Labrador City. That's a combination of IOC officials, emergency operations center officials, some hospital officials, and some town officials, RNC, and some support staff. There are some residents that remain, and the RNC continue to work with them to meet their needs in order to evacuate in an appropriate fashion. The town of Wabush remains on evacuation alert, and again, having good conversations with both mayors has been very fruitful for all of us to ensure that the information is accurate. I encourage every citizen of Wabush to be diligent, to be ready, and to continue to follow the public guidance and the public advice. I know that there's been some issue with respect to gasoline availability in Wabush, and we're aware of that. We have looked at securing alternative sources of gasoline, including from Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro. But for the citizens of Wabush, I want to assure you that we're on the gasoline issue as it comes to your needs and requirements.